Hi folks, I'm Azlin Bloor from AZ Entertainment. Welcome to episode 2 of Valentine Celebrations. Today with me, once again, we are around the world and we've got some wonderful friends joining us again. Let's go say hello to Chef Dennis in Florida.
Hey, how you doing, Lynn? It's good to be here today and celebrate Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. It's whatever you've got there, it's looking good, Chef.
Well, we're going to do some chocolate dip strawberries today because, strawberries are synonymous with Valentine's Day. At least in the States they are. So in chocolate, if you can dip anything in chocolate, I think a woman's going to like it a little bit better.
Oh, right. Let's not go there. Let's not go where my mind is.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go over to Italy and say hello to Nazim.
Hi. This is Nazim and Elizabeth.
And Betty. Yes.
Milan, Italy, and tonight we're super happy to be joining our friends over here. We're going to have a little bit of wine and an aperitivo because it's 6 in the afternoon.
Excellent. Hi, Betty. I'm sorry, didn't mean to miss you up. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good. And now we go over to Susan, who is in. I know I've asked this before. Have we lost Susan again? I think it looks like we might have. Can you guys see her, or is it just?
I think she froze up.
Right. So let's go straight to. She did say she's got internet issues today. Let's go straight to Chef Dennis in his kitchen. Chef, would you like to show us what you've got there?
Sure. I melted some chocolate today, and I used I have a high-grade chocolate that I do use, but you could use chocolate chips. You can use chocolate bars, pretty much anything you like to melt down to dip in. Now, you can melt it straight away and not put anything else in it, or you can add a little, once it's melted, you could add a little cream to it, or you could add a little liqueur to it if you like to give it a little bit of flavoring. The only thing is it won't solid up. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It won't get as hard. If you do add some liquid to it, it'll get a little softer. But sometimes that real hard crunch when you're biting into a strawberry isn't necessarily a good thing. But last week I did some pineapples, some oranges. You can dip anything you want, but I have some strawberries here.
And you've got
just gonna dip them.
a pan of hot water underneath that chocolate, presumably.
Yes, I do. That's how I melt, is I set up a double boiler. And what I didn't do first, what I like to tell people, is to spray their parchment with a little pan release. And the chocolate will lift right off instead of sticking to the paper.
And that's important, of course, because quite often we do that and then we lift it up and half the chocolate's on the plate or
on the paper. So these are this simple to do, and if you go and buy them in the grocer, they're going to cost you $2 and $3 a piece just for them. This way you can buy down here in Florida. It is strawberry season.
Is
so
it? I see.
Yeah. We just started our first strawberry season, actually, because I think we have another one. But the Florida strawberries are really coming in. They're cheap. There were 2 for $5, the flats of them.
I was just telling my kids the other day that because I juice for them every morning, and they would prefer strawberries in there as well. But I wanted to get some strawberries last week, and there were about 6, 7, 8 in the punnet, and it was £2 for them, and I couldn't bring myself to buy them. It's just so expensive, So it's quite interesting because in the green room I mentioned that it's not really strawberry season here in the Northern Hemisphere, but of course you just mentioned it is.
Well, it is for us. And with California, with Driscoll berries, they're available all year round. They've really upped the production of them, and we get a lot of good berries from California when Floridas aren't running. But this time of year, Florida strawberries are plentiful and cheap.
And of course, you can do that with white chocolate too, or in fact half and half, can't you, Chef? Sort of,
Absolutely. They call that like a tuxedo, I think, when they dip it part way in white as well.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Okay. Right, we're going to go over to Susan and say hello because we didn't get a chance to say hello. Hi, Susan. How are you today? Susan's internet's really not happy today, so well, she looks happy, doesn't she? Though, so I assume she's fine.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Susan.
Yes. Good. Okay. You know, you picked the perfect people because I don't know if I know more of a romantic couple than Nazim and Betty. I mean, they are just so romantic and it's perfect for the show. So I have some tips for you to put romance in the kitchen. Not that Nazim and Betty need it, but maybe for the rest of us. And you could put it in small ways or in more permanent ways. So I'm going to show you some great ideas, and I'm going to screen share right now, and we will zip through it. And so here we go. So, you know, this is maybe a table setting for a warm climate. And yes, you don't see red and pinks, but what you do see are an abundance of flowers. Flowers is one of the easiest ways to add romance, of course, to the table, to your home, to your kitchen. Very easy. Warm colors for romance, pinks and reds and yellows and abundance. Again, romance can be about abundance. Just pile on the flowers, you know, as many as you want, and you know, you get the feeling. Here we have we have fruits. You can just reach out on your hand and take it. We have a rustic sort of feeling. We have pops of color. And really something to get the spirit in you, you know, moving. Oversized, beautiful greens are lovely and unexpected in the kitchen. And, of course, we see white and silver. You know, gleaming metals are certainly wonderful. A mixture of useful items, glass and white and gleaming metals. Even in a modern kitchen here, you have a shock of red, and you can add that, and all at once you have a fiery feeling. Bring out your wonderful glassware and soften. These are ways to soften a modern kitchen as well. I like dark plates. I feel there's drama and depth to it, and you know, isn't dining about comfort? Mm. So here we have a comfortable. You know, sofa here, and
I just love the color Susan always brings in there. Do you all, while we've lost Susan, we'll just hang on for her to come back. Do you all use flowers, Chef Dennis, when you're entertaining? Do you fill up your table?
Pretty much when I'm entertaining. You know, I used to buy them more, but they are crazy expensive down here. For some strange reason in the Northeast, flowers seem to be a little more reasonable. And down here in warmer weather, you'd think they'd be cheaper. But the flowers, when I go to buy them, are usually a little outrageous. So we save them for special occasions. Okay. Here we can do a lot with like live plants because you can put them outside. So you can bring you have some nice live plants for centerpieces. They work really well.
You're lucky you've got the weather, haven't you? What about you, Nazim, Betty? Big into flowers when you set the table?
Not that much. I personally like to put fruits. Okay. And burn the colors, and I think they look like sculptures if you put them together in a nice way.
Okay.
Because flowers are nice, but I feel so bad when I cut them.
That's it.
Fruit, at least you eat them after. You cut them.
I think I'm back now.
Right. Oh wow! Look at that shocking picture.
Look at this. Now, what about this? This is a way to have permanent romance in your kitchen. Hot pink. I mean, this should really get you cooking amazing things. I think Nazim and Betty, you could go make.
And we've lost us, and this is going to be a fun show, I tell you. Right, I'm going to take.
What are we going to?
What are we going to make?
We're going to make children.
I'm going to take this opportunity to say hi to Candy, Elena, Missy J. Hi, Missy. First time, I think. Bruno, Dave, Yasmina, Perry, June. Hi, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much. Now, we seem to be coming in and out with Susan.
Yes. Now, how about skins? How about skins in the kitchen and on the chairs? And come on, you know, and a red range. You can get it just for Valentine's Day. Why not?
Absolutely.
And, you know, gold and purple and rich jewel tones are really wonderful. And big murals and You know, lighting, so important, rich, beautiful lighting. You know, these chandeliers, and this is a ceiling, obviously.
That's really good. I wonder, is that a real plant, do you think, or is that painted over onto the ceiling? Looks like it could be painted over. Do you know what? While we're waiting for Susan to come back, you know that fur thing that she showed on the seats? My parents-in-law have got 2 walls covered in fur.
That is so 1970s.
Right, that's right. It's been there since the 70s. So, you know, you just go there and sort of just feel it up every time we pop over and say hello to her, see if Susan's back. If not, we'll head on over to Nazim. No, she's not back. Right, guys.
Okay, I think I'm back, and I'll just take another moment, and then I'll let you get back. But here, this is such a romantic room. Again, with the abundance of flowers, white, the drapery, the fabrics that are overflowing. It's just a really warm, wonderful feeling. Very romantic. I mean, who doesn't want a ton of orchids in a vase? You know, very, very romantic. And look at this lighting fixture and see how oversized it is.
It is.
Isn't that interesting? And gold plates against the sort of rustic tablecloth. So, you know, feel free to mix and go over the top, but then add some rustic touches as well. And wine, let's not forget the wine. Don't forget the wine. Add wine storage, add pretty plates.
Lovely.
Pretty plates and beautiful garnishes, and even just crisscrossing.
I always find crisscrossing sometimes a little forced, Chef, when I'm trying to set up a plate. What do you think?
It's really got to be natural. It's got to come with the flow. If you're trying to just set something up for effect and for image, a lot of times you'll fail.
Yes.
Because it's just not, your heart's not in it.
You're right.
Getting things up after the fact never look as well.
It's as if it works for others and it doesn't work for you. When you're trying to take a photo.
Presentation is super important, no? But you're always concerned about how the dishes are. I just basically, you know, when is it going to come to the table? And you're like...
No, I like presentation, but not as restaurants do. Most of the time they overdo, you know?
No, it also depends on the sort of restaurant you're at as well, the sort of meal as well, you know. Chef, you've done something to the strawberries and chocolate, Chef.
Yes, I have. I had some ground pistachio, so I dipped them in some pistachios as well.
Yeah, I think that. Go on, sorry.
No, I said now you've added some different contrast of flavors and textures, because, you know, when you eat, you want to think about blending textures together with your flavors, not just one or the other, because a combination of textures can give you a real interesting mouthfeel. So here you'll have the bright, juicy strawberry, the smooth, velvety chocolate, and then a little crunch from the nut as well. Now, that may not be for everyone. You might just want the chocolate and the strawberry, but it also looks pretty.
Definitely. I'm a huge fan of nuts and chocolate, definitely. Lisa Watson's just joined us. Hi, Lisa. Good to have you. We will come back to you in a bit. Let's see if Susan's joined us. Susan's jumping in and out. Even I am jumping in and out. Oh, my goodness. There are 2 of me. How are you, Lisa? Lisa, I believe you might be muted. Right, so this is, we're going to jump over to Nazim.
Back to us. Anyway, so what we're doing here is my wife is hopefully having a glass of wine. This aperitivo time. Now, I need to know, today's Valentine's Day? Are we confirmed with that? No.
Yes, we are celebrating Valentine's.
Okay, so happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's indeed. Oh, it's just the 2 of them. I have an empty glass. Will that do?
That's fine.
Cheers.
And Lisa's got a bottle. My type of girl, Lisa.
Well, I have the Alabama wine glass.
That's good. That's working.
Oh wow, okay. If you're gonna go for that, you might as well go for a big one. Right, Nazim, and what wine have you got?
Today we have a Cordovo, which is from the south of England, and it is a wine that is oops, let me see if you can see that,
Okay.
readily available around the world, and
Easy to find.
it's from Sicily. Very, very nice wine. And it's a great wine to celebrate the fact that, it's Valentine's Day and we met we met back in Miami such a long time ago. Remember that?
23 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting also to know how everybody met. I'm always curious about how Lisa met and how you guys met. And
So how did you meet then? How did the two of you meet? You met in Miami, but how did you meet?
we met thanks to a matchmaker, which
Yeah.
I hate matchmakers.
Me too.
We were totally against the whole matchmaking concept, but she said, "You know what? I know somebody," and I go, "No, no, I don't want to hear this." So she organized a dinner party, and we ended up meeting at the dinner party, and I was pretty much, I was swept over. I don't think she was much swept over on the first impression.
I was very busy because I was with another guy back in Milan, so I was not thinking that I was going to meet somebody in Miami. But the funny thing was that before I left in December and we met at the end of January. Before I left Milan, a friend of mine that is very fond of astrology told me that I had to go to the States because I was going to find the man of my life. The man that was going to change my life completely. And of course, I didn't believe what he was saying, but I met Nazim, and he really did.
And so what? How long did it take before you guys started going out?
It was immediate.
It was immediate, and after 1 week, he took me to a restaurant, and he said that he wanted to do. That was the formula. He said, "I want you to be my wife and the mother of my kids," and I thought it was cuckoo.
Well, you got that part right, but still.
No, she also thought, you know what she thought? She said, this is very bizarre. He lives in Miami. He must want my money or something related to money because nobody proposes that quickly.
Yeah, I thought there was a misunderstanding. He thought I was rich, and he was, marrying me for my money because he never asked me to get married. And expected me after a week.
But she's so rich that you went to burn, what was it, 1,500 euros in the oven?
Oh, that's for another story.
That's for another day, is it?
That's for another story, yeah.
Excellent. How soon after you met did you get married then?
Well, then I went back to Italy.
She had to tell her boyfriend of the time that she had met somebody.
So she had to get rid of him first.
No, actually, we got married very quickly, and we really spent, I think, 2 months together before we got married.
Okay, cool, excellent. Let's go over and see if Lisa's connection is okay. See if she can talk to us. Hi, Lisa.
No.
We can't hear you. Something's not quite working. No, we can't hear you at all. Gosh, we are having a really exciting Valentine's Day episode today. Internet issues, sound issues.
Yeah.
We're gonna Lisa, we can't hear you. See if you can work that out. I'm gonna go over to Chef Dennis and ask him how he and his wife met.
There you go.
All right. Well, actually, I was working as a chef in a restaurant in Ocean City, and Lisa's mother had a house about 4 houses down. And we had both been single and alone for about 5 years, and we were that close. She was only down during the summer because she taught in Philadelphia. But we were that close for that many years without stumbling upon each other. And then one year she decided for a change of pace she would work in the restaurant as a hostess, seating people, just to keep her busy. And I saw her walk through the kitchen and went, that could be interesting. That could be a lot of fun. So we started going out and spending a lot of time together. And the funny thing is, for her, she thought it was just a summer fling. But I was smitten pretty much right away, and told her that right before she left for the summer. So.
Wow, excellent.
A lot of similarities with our story, Chef.
Definitely, definitely right. I think we're having trouble with Lisa today, so we're not having much luck. The stars are not shining on us today.
Azlin, now it's your turn to
What about you?
Yes, we're curious.
Do you know, I actually did my story last year on Valentine's Day. Oh, we have a bit of an echo with Larry Fanillier. I met my husband in the UK. I think my boss hired him to go work in our Chicago office, and it's quite funny what Betty said, Nazim said, because we met as we were having drinks in the pub the day before he was going off to Chicago. And I found out on Monday when I went back to work, because that was a Friday night, that he told everybody that night that he was going to marry me. And I thought, like, ooh, I wasn't even interested, you know. And funnily enough, I was sharing a flat then with one of his good friends. So he called one day to talk to his friend. We ended up talking, and one thing led to another. He called me at work the next day, and he knew I loved cheesecake. So he was working in Chicago, and he's faxed me the complete menu for the Cheesecake Factory in Chicago. And I knew after the third conversation when he faxed me that menu that, yep, this was the man I was going to marry. So there you go. So he proposed a few short weeks later from Chicago. I say, you're going to come back and do it properly. So there we are.
Now this is a man that won't eat cheese himself, though, right?
I know, right? This is it. This is it. That's right. Thank you, Chef, for remembering that, because he doesn't eat cheese.
That is a great story, though. That's
it's so ironic. He doesn't eat cheese, so you know, it must be love, right? So I have occasionally put cheese in some of his food. You know, he suspects it, but he doesn't quite know it. So let's go see if Lisa can if you can hear Lisa. Oh dear, no, not much luck today, Lisa. Show us your bottle of wine. At least we know what you've got anyway. Oh wow. Oh, Prosecco, Chef!
Gotta love it. I got a bottle in the fridge here.
I know that. I mean, Prosecco's great, but there's something else apart from Prosecco, Lisa.
Oh dear, she's got two drinks today. Oh, that's a real shame. And I believe she's got a cheese for us. She's got some cheese for us today as well. Oh well. So okay, listen. Since we're having some issues and we can't have Lisa talking to us, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys. Some of you will know how easy this is, of course, but I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make margarita at home. So I've got a shaker, but if you don't have a shaker, a regular jug will do. Some of you may remember the last time I did a cocktail live, we went phew that way. So I'll try to hold on tight today. So what we need to make margarita, we need tequila, we need triple sec or Cointreau. I'm a great Cointreau lover, so I use Cointreau. And we need some lime juice, which I've squeezed here. And we need some simple sugar syrup. So that's a whole lot of sugar, dissolved in water, placed in the fridge so that it'll be cold. And of course, you know, with your margarita, you want a salt rim. I like a salt rim, so I've got salt here. You can't see it. And a martini glass or a margarita glass. And ice cubes. So what you have is two shots of, I'm sitting down and doing a cocktail. I don't think I've ever done this before. So 2 shots of tequila, or more if you like it. And we'll try not to have any accidents today. And 1 shot of Cointreau. Looks like I'm drinking today. And some lime. So 1 shot of lime, or in my case, a little bit more because I like my lime in there. And a touch of sugar syrup. In my case, 2. 1, 2, because I like it sweet. And we want some ice cubes to get it all cold. And then we cover it. And then We put the lid on, and we hold it with 2 hands. If you've never done this before, and you shake, 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 shake. And I think I'll stop there because I'm still paranoid after what happened the last time. So we've got the margarita. That's margarita already. So we've got the glass, and there's lots of salt in there. Sorry, before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take some lime, run it around the rim of the glass so that it will catch your salt, and we just make it go round, twirl it around the salt. Now you can see the salt rim, and we just pour our drink in there. And then for serving purposes, we have a little bit of lime that you've just done a cut, whatever you call it, sliced it a little bit, and you just put it through the rim of the glass like that, and that's it. That's your margarita. Easy. And of course, what's popular is strawberry margarita. So all you need to do is blitz some strawberry in a little food chopper or blender, and just add all the ingredients in. The other thing you could do is, now I was explaining how expensive strawberries are. So I've got some raspberries, some frozen defrosted raspberries that I always have in my freezer. So this is another alternative. Instead of making a full-blown margarita, a strawberry margarita or raspberry margarita, you crush some of them with a fork, and then what you do is, if you're doing it over your keyboards, be careful you don't drop the fruit on your keyboards, and you just dump some in there for just a little bit of color. There we are. Some flavored margarita, homemade. Easy, right? So, let's raise a glass, everybody, and cheers.
Yep. But that looks fantastic. I like the decoration at the end.
Cheers, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
San Valentino, San Valentino.
San Valentino, San Valentino.
San Valentino. And you have Carnival coming up. Do you all do anything for Carnival where you are, Betty and Nazim?
No, not really, because it's Carnival in Venice, which I've never been to, and must be quite interesting. I want to go to Viareggio, which is the big carnival with the big floats, but it's been very cold and rainy and nasty over here.
But in Milan, Carnival is 1 week after the rest of the country. I don't know why. It's
okay.
Just Milan, so we are out of time always, you know.
Yeah, we're a little bit, yeah.
Okay, I've been to the Carnival in Venice a couple of times, and I've always enjoyed myself. I love dressing up. So it was really, really fun. What about you, Chef? Do you guys have anything? You're not too far away from Miami. Do you have anything?
Well, of course we've got Mardi Gras. We're in Mardi Gras territory, so we don't have the Carnival, but we have Mardi Gras, and that'll be going. Actually, our show this Wednesday, I'm going to be making at Touffet to get people in the mood for a little of Mardi Gras flavor. But I think Fat Tuesday's coming around. Is it the next, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday?
It is, that's right. Easter is early today, this year, isn't it? So everything consequently moves earlier as well. Oh, excellent. I'm looking forward to your show. So Chef Dennis has got a show on this Wednesday, Chef, around the kitchen.
Yep.
Around the kitchen table, and he's going to be doing Mardi Gras food. Everyone. I've just got a message here from Lisa, who is sadly not able to talk to us. She said we had Carnival in our village 2 weeks ago with parades of floats covered in mimosa flowers and dancing. Oh, wow. That must have been quite good. That must have been excellent. Right. So as I mentioned, Chef Dennis has got a show this Wednesday, and this Sunday we'll be back with AJ on Fun Fabulous Food Down Under. And tomorrow, for those of you who know Maggie Unzueta and Christopher Vogelman, we're having a special pre-wedding party for them at 7 p.m. GMT, so that's 2 p.m. EST on my profile channel, Azlin Bloor. So have a look at that. We're going to go around the panel to say bye to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, Chef.
Oh, it was my pleasure. You know, and every now and then Google does get a little crazy like this, so we just have to roll with it and hope next time we're on, everything's back to normal.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chef. I mean, I love your idea. Simple, quick, easy, and yet effective. Works all the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Nazim and Betty, thank you so much for sharing your story and your wine with us.
Thanks for the invitation. It was super great to be here. And for those who are interested in knowing a little bit about Italy, we always invite everybody to check out our website, casachiesi.com, and add the page and ping us. And we're going to have a couple of things coming up next month because the weather here has been kind of crazy. So we're going to have a couple of shows that we are doing on a theme-based idea with food, getting the food back in.
Excellent.
Huh?
Yes.
Looking forward to that. Actually, you know, one of these days, what would be good? I'm looking forward to Betty doing a makeup demonstration.
Okay.
Because that's what you do for a living, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be so good. Get your daughter to be the model.
I was hoping she'd do Nazim.
But she's the one.
Wait, Chef's got something to say.
What?
Yeah, I said I was hoping she would do the makeup on Nazim.
No, I did it before. It's not something that you want to see.
Oh dear. Hey, maybe you could dress him up as a clown for Maggie's show tomorrow if you guys can make it.
But you know what's very funny? When our daughter was younger, we used to do a lot of kid parties here, and I would always go into characters like the pirates and stuff, and she would do the makeup.
Ah, cool. Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us, even if we couldn't hear your sweet voice. We did manage to see the wine bottles anyway. And Susan, who also had to drop out because she was, Google's a bit crazy. I hear Croaks just had an update, and it's upset the Hangouts a little bit. So hey, just blame it on that. For everybody in the audience, thank you so much for joining us. Missy J, Candy, Bruno, Dave, Elena, Perry, June. I'm sure I've missed some, as always. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're free tomorrow, 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. GMT, right here for a pre-wedding party. See you all later.
Ciao.
Ciao.